Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the Rebirth server. And I have had one heck of a frustrating morning. Thanks to, I thought OBS, but it turns out thanks to Microsoft Windows. Apparently, something in a recent update caused OBS not to be able to record sound coming from my headphones. And so what happens is when I'm recording, I've got the headphones on with a microphone, and that's so that you guys don't get feedback if at all possible. It's a pretty good Corsair, really nice Corsair headset. Beautiful headphones, nice directional mic. Picks up sound from my voice really well, tends not to pick up the ambient sound around me too well. And I thought everything was going fine. And I probably had a Windows update, I don't know, a week or two ago. And I've been recording. And normally, when I first started using OBS, probably for like the first 50 or 75 videos I did of it, I used to do tests and make sure that I could hear both my mic sound and the desktop sound or whatever the game sound. Because the first few times I tried to do this, it didn't record correctly. And if you go back and watch the first few Scrapper videos I did with OBS, the sound isn't right. And so I had OBS set exactly the way I wanted it. I had it all saved up, it was ready to go. I copied the Homecoming traits into the Rebirth profile. Everything was fine. And all of a sudden, I don't know if you go back the last, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 8 videos, the sound is horrible. First, there's a trouble with the mic, and I don't know what was going on with that. I have the funny feeling my camera mic was being picked up instead of my headphone mic, which it shouldn't have been doing, but I had been doing Zoom with my classes because we're doing online classes with the coronavirus going on and using that mic, and it's possible that that somehow got propagated into OBS. I'm not really sure. So I deleted a couple of those videos. You've missed a few videos because I couldn't I couldn't post them. They're just the audio was horrible. But then after that, the mic was fine, and all of a sudden, no game sound. So you've had silent games for a few of these episodes, guys. I was unaware of it. I wasn't going back and double checking and rewatching because OBS has just worked so perfectly for me for the last like 4 months. I haven't had to do anything to it, and so unfortunately, I just sort of figured everything was going great. So that teaches me a lesson. From now on, I will listen to the first couple of minutes of the video no matter what after I finish recording, the way I used to when I was first learning how to use OPS. In the meantime, we've been doing some story arcs, and I think we're on one, yep, for Marvin Weintraub. So we're going to continue his arc. We are dealing with the Freak Olympics. So we got a Freak Olympic schedule, and we should be able to stop the Freaks before they can do much more damage. Can we help prevent those Freak Show tech thefts? So we got to defeat all Freak Show in the lab in Steel Canyon. So I'm going to head to Steel Canyon, and I will pause it here, and I'll bring us back at the mission door. So I thought I'd bring you back here, guys. I put this up for 15K, didn't I? Or something like that? 20K? We sold it for 2 mil. We have 11.5 mil. So I guess you're going to have to watch me run through Steel Canyon. I figured I would just bring you back to show you that. We have 11 million influence now, guys. We have enough, I think, pretty much to go to the end of the game. I think we'll need maybe close to 2 mil at level 32. I think we'll need something on the along the lines of 2.5 mil, maybe 2.8 mil for level 37. So that's 4.8. I think we'll need something on the order of 3.5 mil for level 42, so that's 7, 8 mil. And then we'll need about 4 mil for level 47. So we only need about 12 to 13 million, I think, till the end of the game. We've already got 11. So we are basically set for the rest of this character's life. If she never earns another point of influence, we'll be fine. And of course, she will earn many points of influence. We're very close to level 27, and I'm glad that I got the sound fixed. I hope you can hear the music, and I hope you can hear me over the music. I'm glad I got the sound fixed for this, because we want to hear our level up. And I really apologize that I had not been checking the video sound on a regular basis. I've been so busy doing other things and trying to do so much with the headphones recording classes for my online classes now that we're doing them all online thanks to the virus, that I just haven't had time to go in and mess around with the and just rewatch the videos to make sure they were okay. And frankly, they'd been fine for I don't know, almost half a year, so I hadn't been worrying about it. And so I do apologize. I, once I started using OBS and got used to it over the course of just a few episodes, I feel like the audio quality was quite good in my videos, and I was actually rather proud of that. And now it's crappy quality, and I'm pretty frustrated by that. At least it was for several episodes. Hopefully we're back to normal. It may take an episode or two for me to really get it tweaked right. I did some testing on the game entry screen with a character selection because the music is quite loud there, and I thought I had it set right, but I know from experience that oftentimes the things that sound good in other places, you get into battle and certain types of special effects start to overwhelm my voice or too soft, whatever. So I'm going to have to tweak it and play with it. But I'm so frustrated by the last hour I spent trying to screw around, trying every fix that people had suggested. Every single thing I attempted just didn't work. What actually solved it for me was looking in the log file. We got to crawl through every millimeter of this thing because it's a defeat all. I looked in the log file. So if you're having a trouble with it, always check the log files, guys. I had tried different things. I tried, uninstalling and reinstalling OBS, deleting all my settings, which is one of the problems. All my settings have been deleted, so I had to try to reconstruct them from memory. I know I had to boost the gain on the mic and reduce the decibels on the input from the game, but I'm not sure if I've got those numbers exactly right. So I might be a little too loud or a little too soft. The game might be a little too loud or a little too soft. I will fix those over the next few episodes. So just bear with me, please, and be a little understanding, hopefully, of that. But I tried a whole bunch of different stuff. I was at my wit's end. I could not figure this out. And I finally went into the log file and saw that the program OBS, when it started up, was trying to initialize the mic, and it did that successfully, and the headphones, and it just said initialization failed. And so there were lots of people who suggested solutions. One was to go into the settings and make sure that you don't tell Microsoft Windows to only allow one application at a time to control, and that was checked, so I unchecked that so that multiple applications at a time can control the headphones, which of course you want, because I'm listening to the headphones from the game, but also OBS is listening to the headphones, and we got to allow two apps at the same time. Is this a ambush? Did I miss? Oh, he must have rezzed. But one of the things that people had said is make sure that that the surround sound is turned off, because that can screw it up. Well, it was turned off. And so I'm searching and searching and searching for this, and somebody finally said, this has got to do with a Windows update. It's just happened in the last few weeks. You got to turn it off, or turn it on and then turn it back off again. Somehow it has to be reset. And then somebody else said, actually, you want to turn it on now. So I tried turning it on, and it seems like it worked. Hopefully, that's all we need to do. I'm talking so much, I'm forgetting to wait for the res. And I just hope this has fixed it, and we'll be back to normal soon if we aren't already. And hopefully I can get this working the way I want. And the other option would have been to switch back to the GeForce Experience recording. I absolutely did not want to do that because OBS is just a way better program. It gives you much better control, and it also makes video that's of the same quality as the GeForce, but it uses like a quarter of the space for some reason. I don't know why. The GeForce Experience is just not what I wanted to use, and I wasn't happy with the results of that compared to OBS. Once I got OBS worked out, I was much happier with OBS. So, so hopefully everything's fixed, and that's my rant about sound, and Hopefully any other rants I say today will be loud enough and not be overwhelmed by the special effects. I'm doing my best to try and make sure that the sound is pretty good. And boy, these guys are just really rezzing. And there is a kidnap victim. So we'll go ahead and fade. And assassinate. Oh, how many times am I going to miss this? Okay, so we saved her. Lab technician. So this killed my entire morning. It's a Sunday morning. It's now 11 o'clock. I started messing with this at like a 9:30. What a pain. We really need to get some better inspirations in there, like endurance. So I want to use up the greens. I don't want to like use them when we don't need them, but I want to use those greens up because we really don't need them with reconstruction and dull pain recharging as fast as they do. Come on. Freaks really are a pain. Mostly because of the rezzing. The dull pain's not that bad. It's really the rezzing that's the biggest pain in the neck, but the two combined really are quite annoying. Well, I mean, not really too annoying, but I actually like fighting freaks most of the time. I think probably the time when I start getting frustrated is when they, and it's just random, when like, you know, you fight say 15 in a row and like 12 of the 15 have rezzed. Then that starts to get a little kind of wearying. But normally I do not mind fighting them. They are a little more challenging than the other enemies, which is good. But not too challenging. It's not like Circle of Thorns, right? If these were +2 Circle of Thorns, I would be hating life. Even with a Stalker. And much more so with anything else. Alright, so we need to clean this whole place out. Still 2 lab techs to find. I do love with a Stalker that I can never accidentally, unless I'm like sloppy and running forward without waiting for Hyde to re-engage, I can never run down the hallway like that and accidentally aggro something because I'm hidden. And we are level 28, guys, which means it's time for, I guess, instant healing. And it's going to make this whole mission much easier. See, 2 of the 3. And then they both ran away really fast, which is very annoying. Like, they suddenly get super speed when they're running away. They don't move that fast any other time, but when they're running away, all of a sudden they're faster than my character with super speed. Where'd the other guy go? There he is. I can't believe I missed him. Okay. You can see how fast this character puts out damage, though, which is super awesome. Another res. Look at that. You see, they're much higher res probabilities for some reason in this mission. Just luck. There's 2 more guys over there. I would think there's going to have to be a boss. And we're not going to... I don't think we're going to finish this until we fight Drek. Who's the leader? I think that's his name. Drek, right? Doesn't say. Or if it does, I didn't catch it. Okay, second lab scientist saved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these guys are just +1, so they're going to be no problem. It's amazing how with this character, you know, you go from like white cons being possibly a challenge to like if it's not at least orange, I don't even have to worry about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes there's a kidnapped victim down there, but doesn't look like it. Oh gosh, these guys are white cons. Yeah, this is just going to be a joke. Done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, it would be nice if there was at least a yellow lieutenant in here. I like how I can toss an attack at him the way he can toss that little disc at me. Usually with a scrapper that doesn't have any ranged attacks, they're shooting you and you just have to live with it. But okay, so that's everybody that I can see here. So who'd we miss? Ah, right there. And this should be the end of it, I believe, because I think we've been everywhere else. Of course he dulled pain. Nope, we haven't defeated everybody. So who have I missed? Did somebody res and I didn't notice it? I'm just hitting tab like crazy. No, there's nothing there. We've been all down these hallways. Alright, let's go back down the elevator. And what did I miss? No, I've been everywhere, haven't I? I hate it when I miss somebody. I've been all over this place. I'm just hitting tab like crazy. There's nobody in here. Did somebody end up in the back or something? Nope. Well, guys, I'm going to pause this here. When I find somebody, I will bring you back. We're back. I missed somebody up here. And there may be some more, yep. These guys are on patrol. I guess they wandered up here and I didn't see them downstairs. And that's the mission, and we got a clue. And the clue says, one of the upstart faction freaks said, "You heroes don't know nothing. Nobody knows nothing. We're going to win this. We're going to be Drek's new favorites." So they're trying to compete for Drek's favor. So we'll call Marvin. And he says, "It sounds like the freaks in that lab were members of the Upstart faction, a group of freak show dedicated to total anarchy and the end of all government. Their leader, a young freak named Upstart, was like a living messiah to them, but he was captured several months ago. If they're planning on breaking him out of the brick house, that must be the ziggurat. That could take the Freak Olympics from bad to madness." Okay, but before we do anything more, we're going to go to the trainer and level up. We are level 28 now, guys. Got anything worth selling? Not really. Okay. Valkyrie. Give me a new level of power. So instant healing. So the way this works is we get plus 600% regeneration on ourselves for 1.5 minutes. That ignores buffs and enhancements, and a plus 200% that will take enhancements. So that's plus 800% regeneration on ourselves for a minute and a half. And it's a 10-minute recharge, so we can get that down to a 5-minute recharge if we triple slot it. So we're going to definitely want that. And now this is like a buff. So when you take Brawl off of here, I think I'm going to bring Placate down. I'm going to move these guys over. And put instant healing there and hope I don't mistake it for dull pain. Okay. Alright, so let's call Marvin. So what we're going to do with instant healing is when we're fighting, say, this is going to work like, this works like a loot, kind of, for us, okay? So, I mean, there's a moment of glory, but this works like a loot in the sense that we're going to pop it when we're about to fight an elite boss. They give us a minute and a half of, like, super awesome, powerful regeneration. And my guess is this used to be a quick enough recharge that with Hasten and 6 recharge enhancers on it, you could perma this. And people probably did. But not anymore. So with Hasten and 3 recharges on it, we might be able to get this down to about 4 minutes. So it'll last a minute and a half and then be down for about 3 and then back up. But I think it'll be really awesome as a panic power. Okay, so we have another Freak Olympic event about to go down. This one is big. Apparently, Drek's number of targets for arson, including warehouse, set a number of targets, including a warehouse, holding all the new computers for Paragon Elementary School. Excuse me, that's low even for them. With all the money budgeted for post-war reconstruction, I doubt the city can afford more computers for those kids. Can we save the warehouse so they don't torch it? Alright, so we need to go to Independence Port, which we can quickly do with Ouroboros. Takes you right to Independence Port. By the way, guys, I don't know if I said this in a previous episode, but I checked on the Vidiot maps, which were pre-shutdown, pre-2012 maps that showed where all the badge locations and everything are, and I checked. And it is definitely the case. There was not a second... keep wondering, how the heck do you get over here? Just using the road. Ah. Okay. I always go the wrong way. No, that doesn't do it either, does it? Oh, yes, it does. I checked. There really wasn't a second train station down here. I could have sworn there had been. So this shows you, you know, how memory works. Because Homecoming had a train station down here. I thought Live had it too, but it's not listed. I could swear I remember coming out of the train station and going to this magic shop. And not, I mean, I never would have run down there on purpose from here. But apparently not. So, I don't know. And this is it. I mean, with all the different, and I think I mentioned this in an earlier playthrough, with all the different versions of this game I played, from beta to launch to City of Villains, you know, then stopping and then playing the City of Villains version, and then stopping and then playing the 2009 version, and then stopping and then playing Homecoming, and now playing on Rebirth. It's very hard to remember which features were available at which times and in which issues. I have a memory for some of that, but then there are other cases where I'm just not sure. Okay, so we're going to stop them from torching the warehouse. So we're probably going to have... I don't know if we're going to just have to beat them up or we're going to have to sort of disarm bombs or something. Let's see what happens. 10 fire bombs. Yep, we're going to have to disarm the fire bombs. And probably defeat every freak in the building. Now these guys should be back to +1. I'm not sure. I think I might want to swap these. Because I don't use placate as much as build up. Up, and I hear a glowy. So now we got another power to slot, which is instant healing. And my guess is I'm going to eventually want to 6-slot that. That's the hard part about regen, is there are so many powers that need to be heavily slotted because of the click power, because they're click powers. And then you want them to recharge. And that's triple slot right there, and then you want to also slot them for whatever they're giving you a bonus in. Okay, so this is a +2 minion. So this guy is level 30, guys. We're fighting level 29s and 30s now. Placate. Hide. And assassinate. So you gotta wait for that hidden to reappear if you want the hiding to take effect so that you can do a full assassination, which I had forgotten about. Oh, and the other guy just rezzed. But we're definitely gonna need build up triple slotted. We're gonna need placate triple slotted, so we gotta put more slots in there. We need instant healing at least triple slotted and possibly 6 slotted. We've already got these 2 6 slotted. We could stand to use hasten 3 slotted. So that's a lot of slots. And that's not even counting the attacks. So one thing we could do, we have so much money, is make different builds. I think you can do that on this server. Pretty sure you can. Alright, we need to start getting rid of some of these greens because I don't need them all. And so we can make a second build theoretically and slot it differently and just see how the 2 different builds play. I hear another glowy. 2 glowies. I also hear a freak. Where are you? Where are they? I hear one. Oh, there he is. There's 2 of them trapped in the sort of in the furniture here, in the crates. Man, look at that crit. That's awesome. Yeah, we need to 6-slot eviscerate, and it's only got the first slot on it, so we need 5 slots in eviscerate. We need 8 slots in our first 2 attacks that we've still never finished slotting. So that's 13 slots. Then we need probably 5 in instant healing. That's 18 slots. Just there. And then if we want to put 2 in hasten, that's 20 slots. Let's see, I gotta get up here. I'm so used to combat jumping. I'm terrible without it. Ugh. Alright, I'm done. I'm just gonna use this thing. It's cheating a little bit. But without combat jumping, I suck at jumping. Okay, so we have 5 fire bombs left to turn off. Come on. You can see that as a Stalker, again, unless we're fighting like bosses or elite bosses or something, as long as we do our stalking and assassinate and stuff, we really almost don't even need our defensive powers, other than integration. Integration, yes, but like, how often do I click dull pain, really? How often do I click reconstruction, even? I'm sitting there holding onto these greens in case I need them, and I, like, literally never do. Alright, enough. I'm not waiting any longer. Now here I may need a little bit of healing, because I gotta fight a full spawn without assassinating. There we go. So now maybe we'll get some inspirations that are better than greens for us. There we go. Yeah, blue. We could use those for sure. I really wish we had quick recovery with this character. Uh-oh. Didn't realize he was that close. Weird that he sees me even though I was hidden. Somehow he must have seen me just as I hit, or... Oh no, because I clicked on the glowy. Yeah, I would much rather have quick recovery than revive. I don't think we're going to hardly ever need to revive ourselves. This character just isn't going to die much. Right? Because she's so brutal. And because of the assassination ability. And because she has so much healing. I just don't foresee her dying much. And so, I mean, she even has Placate to help her. So, I don't know. I would much rather have quick recovery. If they'd given me a choice. Oh, it's so annoying that this thing takes so long to allow you to target him. I know why, right? The reason is that they don't want you to beat the crap out of him while he's still rezzing. Right? So he's essentially got immunity during the res animation. But the animation takes a really long time. And the whole time you're like trying to target him and you can't. Alright, 2 firebombs left. This is a newer warehouse map also. So they've definitely mixed some of the newer stuff in with this classic mission. This classic set of missions. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I do like super speed inside these missions. Does make it easy to get around. Right now, there was... It's about to get stuck. There was another hallway, I think. Yeah. And I assume we have to defeat all, so we'll just go ahead and do that. I can't believe I missed again. 2. The thing is a higher base accuracy than any other than any other attack, and I've got double accuracy enhancers on it, and I still miss. I know. You miss 1 out of every 20 shots no matter what, because 95 and above is an auto miss, but it's like rolling a 1 on your die 20 in D&D. You can have a +5 sword and +20 to hit with your strength, because you have a 200 strength or something, and you're still going to miss if you roll a 1. It's just very frustrating to expend all that enhancement, all that influence on the enhancements to make yourself more accurate. Have the 95% and miss on the stupid assassination. And that is the first time I've had to hit reconstruction in this mission. So you can see how brutal we are. We're fighting freaks who can res themselves and dull pain and everything. And they're mostly +2 to me. And I still only have had to hit reconstruction once. Now part of that's because we came in loaded up with green pills, but still. And there's the other one upstairs, the other firebomb. This should be the end of the mission. And this episode's pretty long, so I should be stopping it soon anyway. Another miss. You notice how the miss, I said this before, it takes so much longer for the word miss to appear after you miss on eviscerate than anything else. Like, you'll use eviscerate, swing, nothing happens, you don't do any damage, then use another attack, it hits, and each damage appears before the word miss from eviscerate comes up. I wonder why that is. That's a little weird. There may be somebody upstairs. Doesn't look like it, so this should be the end. Click. Mission complete. And we got an enhancement. And we stopped the firebombs. Don't really need that enhancement. Alright guys, so we're at level 28. We haven't even need to use instant healing. I'm not going to bother buying any enhancements for it. If we get a recharge as we go, I'll go ahead and slot it in. But let's just call Marvin. And he says, good work at the warehouse. The kids have some decent computers to learn from. So we're going to be keeping going with the story arc in the next episode. But until then, I am Scrapperlock. Hopefully sound has been good, and this has been City of Heroes.